Hey, what's good, y'all? We back here with another video. Similar video to the one we just did about the NBA all-time greats. Got a lot of hate on that one, as expected. But today we got a different type of tier maker, NFL quarterbacks of 2020, man. So like, comment, subscribe on that last video, and we gonna get straight into it, man. So let's see here. Oh yeah, and I made it elite. I made the categories myself. So elite superstars, franchise quarterbacks, starters, below starters, and they're either too old or too young. So here we go. Let's get into it. We're gonna order like last time. Aaron Rodgers, obviously elite superstar. All right, no questions asked. I feel like he's a tad bit overrated though, because he hasn't done too much lately. And if he was this great, as we are all claiming him to be, then he would get over the hump. You know what I mean? But he's still elite quarterback. No question about it. Don't get me wrong. But Andy Dalton, that's a whole different story. I don't think he's a starter in the league anymore. I know he was injured a lot of last year. I mean, there's not much to say about Andy Dalton, bro. There's not much to be said about him. There's much to be said about this guy right here, Baker Mayfield. I low-key want to put him in the too young category. I'm going to put him in here for now. Terrible year last year with all these weapons. Jarvis Landry, Odell, Nick Chubb, David Njoku. And for him to play that poorly, bro, it was insane. I think 21 or 22 interceptions on the year, like second to Winston. And I think this is his last season to really prove himself. Or he might be gone, or even Odell might be gone soon. So I mean, we'll see with him, but for now, leave him in that category. Ben Roethlisberger, he's a franchise quarterback. He's not elite anymore, but whenever he's on the field, he's still gonna do his thing. Y'all saw last year the Steelers; they went like 9-7 with quarterbacks you've never heard of before. So Duck Hodges and then Mason Rudolph. So I mean, once Big Ben comes back, I'm pretty sure the Steelers will be a playoff caliber team, and they improved their team this free agency. So I'm expecting big things for them. Here we go to the next one, man. This one's gonna hurt. Cam Newton. So if y'all know, I'm a Panthers fan. If y'all don't know, I mean, I'm a Panthers fan, and Cam Newton's not on the team right now. My favorite quarterback, probably all time, and it's sad to see him not on the team, man. He's working out very hard. I see his videos, but he's just not a starter. I don't know why. I think he's a starter, so I'll put him in a starting tier. I think Cam Newton's a starting caliber quarterback. Find a team that can keep him safe, but at the same time let him do his thing. I know it's a pretty hard fit for both sides, but hopefully both sides can figure something out, man. We got Carson Wentz. He's a franchise quarterback. He just is, man. Whether y'all like to admit it or not. He hasn't won a playoff game yet, so that's one thing I get on to him about. He hasn't won a playoff. Dak Prescott on the Cowboys. This is a tough one, man, because he did play really great last year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Cowboys hater too. I'm one of those Cowboys haters. He played really good last year. Dak Prescott did. Can I put him in a franchise quarterback tier and he hasn't got paid yet? I think he's a franchise caliber quarterback. Next up, we got Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones a lot, man. I'm putting him in the too young tier. It's hard to gauge him quite right now, but I really like Daniel Jones. People were so livid, including myself, that the Giants wanted to take Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins, and everyone was like, "Why? What are they doing?" But Daniel Jones has been, I don't want to say pretty good, but he's been solid for a rookie. All right, he was solid for a rookie last year. He fumbles a lot, but obviously that's something you can work on, right? So as for right now, I'll leave Daniel Jones in the two young category. All right, Derek Carr. He is not a franchise quarterback. He's a starter. Uh, Derek Carr, man. He's not a franchise quarterback because it seems like they wanted to get rid of him for a minute, right? But I mean, obviously they're keeping him and bringing Marcus Mariota along for the ride as well. So Derek Carr's spot's not completely safe right now because if he has a couple bad games, man, Mariota's in there for him, right? So do some Watson. He's a franchise quarterback. He might be on a different franchise soon if the Texans keep messing this thing up, right? So there's that. Um, Drew Brees, he's still an elite quarterback, bro. I don't care what no one says. He's still an elite quarterback. Like there's not too much to be said about Brees. We know everything about him. He's done everything but win an MVP. He's broken every single record, seemingly, in NFL history. So Drew Lock, too young, man. I think he's like 4-0, 4-1 as a starter, I believe. But he is too young, man. We can't gauge anything off of 5 games. I don't want to hear it, Kyle. You cannot gauge anything off of 5 games of work, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Haskins, too young as well. Redskins need to give him a chance, bro. They need to give him an opportunity to do something, bro. Like, I feel like they're trying to give up on him already. Like, I don't know. They need to chill out, and let him play for a whole season and see what happens. But Minshew Mania, he's too young. Also, I'll put him ahead of these guys. Yeah, I'll put him right there. We got Winston, defensive and offensive player of the year. I think he's a starting caliber quarterback in the league. I'll probably put him right here. But hold on, let me let this truck go by. I think Jameis Winston is a starting caliber quarterback in this league. Obviously, I think he just needs to find the right fit, the right coach that'll put him in check. The right playbook that won't overexpose him to where he's just gunslinging it 24/7. Obviously, Bruce Arians' offense, that's how it's going to be like. But hopefully, he can go to a team that has some resemblance of a running game for Winston, so he won't have to feel all the pressure of throwing the ball 40 times a game and throwing like 3 touchdowns with 3 interceptions, like his usual thing. Next, we got Jared Goff. Jared Goff is not a top 10 quarterback, Jared. I hope you're watching this one. He's not. He's a starter. I feel like if he underperforms this year, I think he's out the door as well. Now with Todd Gurley gone, we're gonna really see what Jared Goff is made out of, right? So we'll see. Sean McVay and that whole offense got completely exposed last year. Everyone's figured them out. So I mean, we'll see what Jared Goff can really do next season. Next, Jimmy G, bro. Is he a franchise caliber quarterback? I don't want to say he's a franchise caliber quarterback. I'll put him in the very front of the starter tier. Here's why. I feel like he can be replaceable with another like average type of quarterback. With that great defense, with that great coaching staff, and then with the great running game, I think Jimmy G could be replaced. Obviously you're like, oh, the quarterback's gonna have to do something at one point. I mean, yeah, and Jimmy G didn't do that in the Super Bowl when it mattered most. Throwing the ball with eyes closed and a whole bunch of stuff overthrown, and yeah, it was bad. But next we got Joe Burrow. Too young, obviously. He hasn't played a single game yet, so I'll put him in too young tier. I expect him to be great. I expect him to go to the Bengals. I just expect him to do his thing. Josh Allen. This one's another tough one for me. I really like Josh Allen. I'm tempted to put him in a franchise quarterback tier. I'll put him in a starter tier. I'll put him in a starting tier. At the front right here, I think he's better than Jimmy G because he can run the ball. But Josh Allen, I really like Josh Allen. They finally got a wide receiver for him, Stephon Diggs. I expect the Bills to win the division, man. I expect them to win the division, and obviously the defense is still there. Great defense, elite, and I'm expecting something from the Bills this year, for real, for real. Like I'm expecting a run. You know what I mean? Justin Herbert, he'll go into too young. Hopefully my Colts pick him up. All right, so next up we got Kirk Cousins. Uh, I'll put him in franchise tier, whatever. You know what I mean? At the end of it, right? Oh, let me switch this up real quick. Hold up. Yeah, Watson's the best franchise quarterback. All right. All right, bet that's how it is. All right, so I put Kirk Cousins there. Um, Obviously, basically drove Stephon Diggs out of Minnesota, right? Because just couldn't give him the ball. Just couldn't give him the ball. I know the Kirk Cousins really showed me something last year in the playoffs when they beat the Saints. He really came up with some clutch plays. The big one to I forgot who he threw it to, but the big one down the field, and then the touchdown to Rudolph to end it right. He's so polarizing, bro. I'll just leave him in the franchise QBs here. Kyler Murray, I think he's too young also. I'll put him right here. I'll put him ahead of Baker, bro. Honestly. I'll put all the rookies at the back because, like, they haven't played a game yet. It won't be fair. Alright. Lamar Jackson. Can I call him an elite superstar? Because he didn't win the playoff game last year. Lamar Jackson doesn't win a playoff game. He's an elite superstar, bro. He's an MVP, bro. He's an MVP, man. Come on. Marcus Mariota, I think he's a below starter. Hold up. He's a below starter in this league now. He's pretty bad, man, in my opinion. I think the Raiders just brought Mariota just to light a fuse under Derek Carr, right? To make him like motivated. So Matt Ryan. So he gets a lot of hate too for the 23 and all that stuff, right? He's a franchise quarterback, bro. He's a franchise quarterback. He's gonna put up his numbers. That's no doubt about it. He's gonna put up his numbers, right? And I'm expecting bigger things from the Falcons this year than last year. Obviously the defense was a huge setback. A lot of injuries. But they did get Todd Gurley on offensive end, so I mean, and Freeman was hurt last year if I remember correctly. So Matthew Stafford, this one's tough. He's a franchise quarterback, but he's never had the franchise to really prove that. You know what I mean? The Lions are a horrible franchise. He hasn't had a running back ever. You know what I mean? And Lions haven't had a good running back since Barry Sanders. Let's just be real, bro. Like, let's just be real. It's so sad. But I think Matthew Stafford should get like traded. If Matthew Stafford's on the Patriots, bro, man, that'd be something, right? But for right now, I'll leave him in a franchise quarterback. He's a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? When he's healthy. Mitchell Trubisky. He is not a starting caliber quarterback in my opinion. Do I even need to explain that? He's not. Oof, he's tough. I try to give him a chance too, but it's pretty bad. Who's this? Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles is a starter. Nick Foles is a starter. Patrick Mahomes, elite. He's the best quarterback in the league, easily, right? Phil Rivers. He's too old. This is the first too old guy I'm putting in here. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson, he's a franchise caliber quarterback, man. Let's not get that twisted, right? Where should I put him? I'm putting him in there. No, he's an elite quarterback actually. I'm putting him in the elite tier. Right there. Ryan Tannehill. He's a starting caliber quarterback whenever, you know what I mean, he's healthy. It didn't work out with the. Let me fix this. it didn't seem to work out much with the Dolphins because he was injured, man. People forget that he took him to the playoffs, but he couldn't play in the playoff game because he was injured, right? Matt Moore had to take over, but he's a pretty good quarterback. Obviously he didn't do too much in the playoffs, so he threw for like 72 yards and 88 yards, like in the 2 games prior to Kansas City. So Sam Darnold, he'll also be in the too young category. He was out with mono last year, right? So they could have won a couple more games. When did they end up? They ended up like 7-9. The Jets did, I think. So if Darnold played the entire season, were they would have been knocking on that playoff door, in my opinion. So Teddy Bridgewater, my guy, Panthers fan, of course. If some of y'all don't know, um, he's always been a starting caliber quarterback, in my opinion, man. Where would I put him? I'll put him right ahead of Derek Carr. Um, he was really good with the Vikings, bro. And he should have won a playoff game, but Blair Walsh missed a 20-yard field goal. You know what I mean? They should have went on to the next round, but Bridgewater did his thing. He was injured the next season, I believe, in that training camp. And he never had the opportunity again because they brought in Bradford, they brought in Case Keenum, and I thought Vikings should have just kept Teddy all along, but they wanted to let him go. He went to the Saints, did his thing, went 5-0 while Drew Brees was out, and now he's a starting quarterback again on the Panthers. So we'll see what he does. Brady going to the Bucks, man. So it still looks pretty weird to see, right? Look at that. This looks so weird. We're gonna put him in the. He's still a franchise quarterback, bro. Like, he's still a franchise caliber quarterback. Let's not get that twisted, right? Let me mix it up here a little bit. Let me mix that up. Yeah. And then Tua, obviously too young. And yeah, man, that's gonna be pretty much it. Let me see if the order is what I want. I think Mariota's better than Andy Dalton. Rodgers. I like Russell Wilson a lot. I'll put him ahead of Rodgers, and then I'll put Breeze ahead of Rodgers too. And yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. Let me know how bad this list is. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.